Hello folks, well today is going to be like a talk about some other things, but not about watches, like, I mean there's still plenty about, like, but like, and up there as well. I'm going to talk about a very, very lovely old thing I bought. I bought on eBay. Now what happened was like years ago, my grandfather, he gave me some very old tools which he'd had, which were subsequently lost, stolen. Like, in 2000 I had a lot of really good tools stolen out the back of a car, like, and never seen them again. And a lot of it was original Draper, some of it was Snap-on, and a lot of it was King Dick. And like, excuse me, I'm just having a quick e-cig. King Dick, like, despite his humorous name, were like Britain's Rolls Royce tools. They were like Britain's Snap-on, and they were doing it like, doing their stuff like top range stuff, like, a long time before, like, the Snap-on brand ever became a big thing in Europe. So, like, and some of the ideas and stuff like that were copied from, King Dick, because, they made a lot of like big tools, like Britools made big tools for steam engines and, like, large lorries and stuff like that, like great big ring spanners, like, 2-inch ring spanners with a great big lump of steel and welded to the end of it so you could whack it with a sledge. I mean, I lost all those back in 2000. So anyway, but here we go. Sneak preview. Look at that. World War II, I suspect 1941, 42, 43. King Dick. KD. Look at that, KD. With, if you look on the back, war finish. Now I think the war finish thing is about, like, it's a, I mean, it doesn't quite fully close. I mean, it was a bit rusty on the inside rails, like, but I mean, it's got your proper springs. See, the lesser ones didn't have the springs. And I've started collecting these because, these are brilliant tools. They do the job. And, I mean, if you're really stuck for a hammer, you close it down as much as you can, and you bloody bang it one, like, and these work. So, well, I'm pleased with that, like, that is really lovely. And war finish apparently means that they didn't get, like, shiny edges and, and stuff like that. They were chucked out as cheaply and as quickly as possible. And that is one heck of a solid piece of steel there, And the thing that it survived, like, from World War II all the way to today, and now it's in my collection, and I love it, Adding on to the King Dick collection, King Dick. That's a bit crunchy, like this one needs a bit of a clean up, like, but this, again, there's no weeble wobble, like, like on lesser Chinese things. This is solid. I mean, I would say King Dick is as good as Barco. It's very, very firm. It's light in the hand. As you can see, chrome steel, British made. It makes you proud. Is basically a pipe wrench, or what we used to call in the game a Stilson, as you can see. Is it right? King Dick. Again, I've got 2 more of these as well, bigger ones. I mean, this is so old and lovely built. I mean, it's got a little oil point there, I mean, knurling on it is good. There's hardly, for pipe wrenches, there's hardly any weeble wobble. There's enough so that you can get a grip onto your pipe. But, these are brilliant. These are what you call, like, Stilson types. Because Stilsons used to make the huge, great big, huge, like, pipe flange ones. And, of course, this is what started my interest back in again. Hand Tool Rescue. The YouTube channel. Look at that. You know, you can buy these. He makes these again, and you know, if you look at that, that one does close down all the way. You know, and the movement on it is so smooth. It really is lovely. You know, I mean, that is. I'm glad he done that. I am saving my pennies up to get another one because he's those the little ones, which are slightly smaller than the King Dick. You know. And these, like, you know, you can stick the see the end there. You can stick that in a socket and use it as a socket driver. You can use it as a hammer, which I have done. Like, it actually helped me free up the little baby one. You know, when I needed to. This is a really, I mean, you club somebody around the back of the head with that, and they are probably not going to get up again ever. You know, it is one solid, huge chunk of steel, and it weighs about £5. You know, it's really, you know. I went for the brass one. You know, I mean, it was £35 plus postage, which took ages because he's obviously doing it only himself. But, you know, do go and have a look at Hand Tool Rescue and have a look at the wrenches that he's making. You know, it really is something nice. I mean, great for a present for somebody's birthday or Christmas. Something that's different, you know, not something that's going to be thrown away. And I love these girder wrenches, like, you know, and you can see, like, you know, you can see where, like, you know, the original idea came from. The actual original idea of girder wrenches was American, like, you know, but like King Dick decided that these girder wrenches were just right for motorbikes, which is what they started off making, like spanners for like old motorbikes and stuff, like, you know. And, you know, all you needed was two of these, like, and a screwdriver, and you had enough to take apart your old Villiers or your old Ariel or the Douglas, you know. And these started becoming fit, like, you know, given as, like, you know, the standard breakdown kit with some vehicles, like, you know. And I mean, my dad had some, like, you know, I mean, but he threw his away, which really disappointed me because, like, I thought he would give them to me. But, like, he bought all this new stuff, like, you know, one of these big sets. He had it, like, under the stairs, like, you know, a proper, like, thing, like, you know, and it was horrible. You know, it was just cheap Chinese rubbish. You know, and the thing is, there, apart from Hand Tool Rescue's one, which is made in Canada, I believe, was it Canada or America? Yeah, it's Canada. All these are British, like, you know, and we don't. I mean, we don't have companies that make stuff like that anymore. I mean, we were once the most, but, like, you know, the most prestigious, like, industrial country on the earth. That this sort of thing would have been seen as, like, standard, and now we don't even make them, you know. And that shows you how far down we have fallen, you know. I'm not saying that we were better than people, we were worse than people. I mean, King Dick and Britool are both very good brands. The old Draper is a very good brand. I mean, thing with Draper is that they started going Chinese, like, you know. I mean, they're no different from Rolson and Silverline really now. I mean, some of the stuff's good. I mean, that's going to have to burnish that out. It's really sharp on the C as well. But that's really great, that is. So, you know, I mean, we all have our own particular things. Some people like Barcode, some people like Snap-on, so, you know, the Tarbos and things like that. But me, I quite like my King Dick. And, you know, and also the other thing as well is you can also say, hey, girls, look at my King Dick. Anyway, I thought I'd, like, change the tone a bit, have a bit of a word, like, you know, about tools and that. I mean, some of the tools I've got here, like, you know, are some very old ones. I've got, like, old torque wrenches and stuff like that. I love old tools, like, you know. There's something about them that, you know, that they weren't made to last a precise amount of time to make you go and buy another one 2 years down the road. These things were designed to last not just a lifetime, but many lifetimes. I mean, you know, like this Hand Tool Rescues thing and this King Dick, like, you know, the Hand Tools Rescue thing, I should imagine that'll probably be, like, given to one of my great grandchildren, like, you know, because there's nothing for it to, like, go wrong. You know, I mean, okay, if you dropped it into a furnace or some lava or something, it'd probably go a bit wrong, but like, you know, and this is why I cherish really, really beautiful old things. And the thing, this is World War Two, like, you know, I mean, a lot of them went abroad, like, you know, but that is, you know, and I mean, it's had work, it's had wear, it's been used. That's what gives it its charm, you know. KD, War Department, Broad Arrow, war finish, 1941, 1942, 1943, I believe these were. It's even got the little spring, you know, and apart from the fact it won't close properly, which I suspect it's just down to the quickness of its manufacture. I don't think this like, you know, I mean, I am not going to need something like, you know, that's like about 3 millimeters like thin, like, you know, so, you know, well, I'll probably get some decent grease on there in there instead of just some engine oil, like, you know. I was oiling them, like, you know, and then I found out that somebody that was staying here, like, I think he vandalised some of my tools. That's as far as it goes down, like, you know, it's really crunchy, like, you know, on the bottom bit there. And I suspect what it is that down there, there's like a hole that's drilled into the metal, and I don't think it's gone down deep enough. I think it's grinding up against that. There's nothing wrong with the actual thing, because I've checked that, I've sanded, I've filed. It doesn't make a difference. You know, it's not going to go down any further, and if you look at the back there, it's virtually closed anyway. You know, come on, this is World War Two. This was made. The fact it's still working many years later is testament to, like, the fact is that, you know, it's going to be around for a good while still, you know. And, you know, and I think what they did was they just tempered it by just like heating it up and chucking it into a load of old waste oil, like, you know, which seems to be a common thing with old tools. Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Like, you know, there's not much watch coming through at the moment. Like, I'm putting through a Seconda, like, you know, fixing it up. That'll be ready for my collection. I've got another display case coming so I can store my good stuff, like, you know, and tidy it all up a bit. But, you know, other than that, like, you know, I will wish you a good Sunday, and, you know, like, if you need to get hold of me, like, just send us an email through the channel or something, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.